So 7 jurors now seated after just 2 days of the former president's first criminal trial. Also today, there's new polling on what voters make of the charges against him. It comes from the Associated Press and shows that fully half of all registered voters say he would be unfit for office if convicted of them. There's, of course, a substantial partisan split, but even among Republicans, 15% consider convictions on the New York charges to be disqualifying for the presidency. The AP numbers follow New York Times polling over the weekend, showing that 58% of registered voters consider the charges either very serious or somewhat serious, with women being twice as likely as men to say very serious. There's also the question of whether this trial has the potential of changing any minds among the former president's staunchest supporters, which is why our Gary Tuckman went to.
Yes, dude. Fingers crossed there's a HasanAbi head on the jury. That shit would go so fucking hard. That's all I'm saying, dude. If one of you made your way through, oh God. That'd be so sick. That'd be so goddamn sick.
Texas in the Trumpiest county of the 2016 and 2020 elections.
In the hush money cover-up.
Hay and Ron Swart settled in along with us in their living room to watch coverage of the Trump trial jury selection.
One group went through the effort to make a large parade-style banner reading, "No one is above the law."
They've both voted for Trump twice.
What is your feeling today about Donald Trump's moral character?
It's terrible. It can't get much lower than it is.
They live on a hilltop ranch in Roberts County in the Texas Panhandle, where 96% of the voters chose Trump over Joe Biden in 2020, the highest Trump percentage of any county in America.
He continues to make crazy comments about being a dictator's first day and repercussions against people who he feels have wronged him.
We met this couple during a visit to Roberts County last year. They told us then they liked Mike Pence and Ron DeSantis. But with Trump the only Republican left standing, things have gotten complicated.
If Donald Trump is found guilty of one of these crimes, whether it's in this trial happening right now or one of the trials happening in the future, do you think he's fit to be president of the United States?
I don't think he's fit, but I'm voting for him.
I really feel like that we're not going to be able to survive another 4 years of the Democrats in charge.
Rick McDowell is someone else we met last year in Roberts County. He told us then he liked Ron DeSantis.
If Donald Trump is found guilty of a criminal charge, do you think he's fit to be president of the United States?
He's as fit as the current president.
Why is that?
Because
These guys have 4 to 6 points more IQ than you. It's probably 24 to 26.
nobody investigates Joe Biden. Nobody's going to investigate Joe Biden.
What people don't realize is that the fact that I allowed Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg to die in the last night's episode of The Walking Dead means that this case will not continue with him leading the helm. Like none of these people know that already. None of these people know that yet. Sorry. So unfortunately, that is a big deal. I can't believe you shot a senator. Okay.
Roberts County, the current president, is often prominently mentioned when you ask questions about the former president.
You think Donald Trump is of low character and poor morals and poor ethics?
Oh, definitely. Most definitely.
You don't think he's fit to be president if he's found guilty, yet you're going to vote for him. How do you address that conflict? How do you vote for a man who you feel so poorly about?
I feel like as wrong as it's going to be to have him for president, he's still going to be a lot better president for the United States than what we've got with Joe Biden and the Democrats.
Here in Roberts County, in the 2016 election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
Dude, the vibes are abysmal. I'm sorry. The vibes right now emanating out of like these people and the area is so bad. I don't know how else to describe it.
Clinton received a grand total of 20 votes. 4 years later, Joe Biden received 17 votes. This is a 1929 Model A. And was this actually used here in Roberts County?
Here in Roberts County.
Susan Bowers is the curator of the Roberts County Museum in the county seat of Miami.
In 2020 here in Roberts County, only 17 people in the entire county voted for Joe Biden. Were you one of them?
Yes, I was.
She says she has quibbles with some of what President Biden has done and not done. But unlike almost all of her fellow county voters, Susan Bowers is not giving down.
I love that these guys are doing lesser evil voting, but because their values are all kinds of fucked up, their lesser evil voting means like doing more evil. Only one side has the balls to do the evil deeds necessary to save America, the American whites. And that's why I'm engaging in lesser evil voting by voting for Donald Trump.
Donald Trump any benefit of the doubt when it comes to this trial or the one still to come.
He's unethical. He's a criminal. He belongs on reality TV, if that.
And Gary joins us now. Are most of the people you've talked to paying close attention to the former president's New York trial?
Well, first of all, Anderson, I should tell you that there are many people here in this county who don't think there should be any Trump trials. That being said, almost everyone we talk to is well aware that these proceedings have begun this week, but that awareness would be at a much higher level here and elsewhere if the proceedings were allowed to be televised in the courtroom, and of course they're not. Anderson.
Yeah. Gary Tuckman, appreciate it. Thanks very much. Perspective now from CNN political commentator Alyssa Farr Griffin. Alyssa, does it surprise you that some of the voters Gary spoke to don't think...
Why is my man in Tel Aviv? What do you mean? He's defending Israel, bro. That's why he's in Tel Aviv covering Donald Trump's trial.
Trump is fit to be president, but still plan to vote for him even if he's convicted in a trial.
No, fascinating as always, but absolutely models conversations I'm having with Republicans. And if there is one thing Donald Trump has done incredibly effectively this campaign cycle, it's defining Joe Biden as the enemy. So he's set out to kind of create this vision of the hellscape of America that we can't survive 4 more years of, instilling fear in voters so that they're able to say something like Donald Trump is a morally bankrupt person, but it's still better than 4 more years of Joe Biden. And Biden hasn't quite yet drawn as stark of a contrast that I think has really locked in his voters in the same way that Trump has. It's very, very effective.
There's this recent Reuters Ipsos poll showing that 24% of Republicans would not vote for Trump if he's convicted of a felony by a jury. Do you think the Trump campaign is taking that number seriously? And do you think that's even true? And people may say that to a pollster, but when it gets down to be a binary choice, like some of the people there, they say they'll vote for him anyway.
So listen, this number models CNN and CBS exit polls as well from the primary that quite a large sum of Republicans would have an issue supporting Donald Trump if he was a convicted felon. But what I would be interested to see is if it was when it's specific to the hush money trial and after we see this trial play out, because January 6th documents case, unquestionably, I think that would move a lot of Republican voters. And it's also why it's so important that at least January 6th.
I don't think this hush money trial is going to move the needle in either direction for either Trump supporters or even like Trump haters. Because this one is just like not that important, not that significant. The other 2 trials, both the federal one and the Georgia one, directly pertain to his actions against the top of the hour ad break, which really moves the needle in this community. Because at the top of the hour, everyone is terrified of the 3-minute ad break. But I'm here to tell you that the needle will move in the positive direction as long as you subscribe and therefore no longer see those ads. You can do that for $5 or for free with Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you will, no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. It's a bit like hush money, as a chatter also pointed out. I mean, I guess it's funny. It'll make some drama. It also stops Trump from campaigning, even though he hasn't been like campaigning all that much. Anyway, this time around, because he has like 100% name recognition. You know what I mean? It's not like people in the heartland are like, who's this Trump guy? Let me make my mind up on him. Only if I go and watch one of his campaign rallies, then I'll be able to make my mind up on this Trump guy. I'm a little iffy on him otherwise. What does he believe? So, anyway, here is the 3-minute ad break now. Queen Chaos, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gift to subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour.
6 be able to move and go to trial ahead of the election. But I'm already seeing kind of the movement of Republicans saying hush money, the hush money case doesn't matter. So even if voters say, you know, the idea of voting for a convicted felon goes against what I stand for, it's going to matter how Republican elected officials respond to this case. And I expect we're going to see the usual, whether it's Elise Stefanik, outside allies of Donald Trump's, who are going to say this is a witch hunt, this isn't serious, it's a wrongful case brought against him. And that will, I think, sway some public opinion with Republicans, even if he is in fact convicted.
There was this New York Times Siena College poll where women were twice as likely as men, 40% to 20%, to view the charges as very serious. Does the gender split at all surprise you there?
No, and I actually would pay attention to that number. So the facts of this case, as we know, it's campaign finance, it's about business records, but some of the more salacious aspects, which I think we're going to hear about as the trial starts to get into motion, the allegations, obviously, of cheating on his wife when she was pregnant, things like that stay in the mind of the voter, and I think they sit worse with women.
Yeah, famously, a lot of people cared. A lot of white women cared when he said grab him by the pussy. That's why they cared in the other direction, where 52% of white women famously voted for him in the 2016 election. So the idea that this will certainly do it, like, no, man, Christians have shown their asses so many fucking times. If you are an evangelical, a hyper religious, quote unquote, fake religious person like that, you don't give a fuck. You care about the chaos that he's engaging in. You care about him punishing your enemies, you know, gay people, the real moral degenerates. You yourself, of course, are not a moral degenerate. And your arbiter of truth and justice is also not a moral degenerate. After all, he's actually doing evil acts to your ontologically evil enemies.
Women, perhaps, than they do male voters. Now, of course, the public has been familiar with this case since 2018 when it was on our radar, but I think we may see some deeper details from it as this trial plays out that we're going to hear about, and that's where I think that there's going to be major movement. Women are one of the biggest obstacles for Donald Trump heading into his reelection. You know, we're 50% of the population, but he's struggled in the primary. Women split more heavily when given the opportunity for people like Nikki Haley, and this could definitely hurt him.
If this trial were ultimately to end in a hung jury, would that be as good as an acquittal in terms of political benefit, do you think?
Yeah, I think Donald Trump would be able to frame it as basically a vindication and exoneration. That's what he...
When you tell so many lies about Trump, people are just going to assume the true things are lies as well. What are you talking about? What are the lies? Or maybe they're complete human beings who could separate policy from the people. I would vote for a cabbage right now if it ended the wars and spying and spending. You have such a shallow view of Christians. I'm voting for Trump. I was going to vote for RFK, but this trial puts me back to supporting Trump. Oh, thank God our calls have been answered. Hallelujah. We got hogs back in here, boys. Oh, my fucking Lord. This makes me so happy. Please, I want to explore what lies have people told about Donald Trump, and what truths do you think are being told to you about Donald Trump, such as, what did you say? You want to end the... If it ended the wars and spying and spending, you think Trump is ending the wars and spying and spending? What do you mean? Do you think Trump is going to end the wars on and also he's going to end the spending on the American military? Is that what you think? These charges are ticky-tacky and have yet to be tried in 80% Dem areas, or he would have never gotten convicted. Bro, his fucking attorney went to jail. What are you talking about? You could literally turn around and say, like, it's bullshit. It's not like that severe of a charge, which is true. It's, at least this one in particular, the hush money one. But what do you mean? You think it's democracy when people go to jail for giving someone a criminal defense? Wait, what? A criminal defense? No, brother. His attorney wasn't giving him a criminal defense. his attorney, and who I know personally, and I have talked to personally, mind you, just putting that out there, Michael Cohen, friend of the show, went to jail for paying hush money to a... Hold on. Sorry, my food is here. He went to jail for the Nike stuff? Wait, what? What? He tried to sell influence? Are you Wait, what? Are you talking about Michael Avenatti? Do you think Michael Avenatti was Donald Trump's attorney? We're talking about Michael Cohen. Michael Avenatti went to jail. Michael Avenatti was Stormy Daniels' lawyer. That's the lawyer for the other side. Bro, what? So? Wait, what? Who are you? What are you saying? Bro, you're fighting the wrong. They get them to turn and that's supposed to be credible. Wait, bro, you are fighting the wrong cause here. What? Go to sleep, old man.
He does. He's a brander, if nothing else. And I think that he knows.
Literally a letter she signed saying it didn't happen. Yeah, because she got paid. What do you mean? Trump admitted that it happened. And so did Stormy Daniels. And then she got paid. Hello? By the way, both lawyers on both sides of this case have gone to jail for different reasons. One of them did go to jail directly for the hush money reasons, though, which this chatter does not know about, I think. Oh, so when she lies for money, that's credible in court, but not the other way? Bro. Wait, what? Yeah, for being Republicans in New York law? No, Michael Cohen didn't go to jail for being a Republican in New York. What are you talking about? Brother, you were also defending the other lawyer thinking that that was Donald Trump's lawyer, you fucking idiot. What is happening? God, I love hogs.
How to market something to his favor, especially to the core audience that he's trying to reach, this Republican voting bloc that he needs to win over.